Jennifer Welch, co-host of the progressive podcast I've Had It, had this to say about evangelical Christians. Take a look.
This is a cancer. White evangelical Christianity is a cancer. These are the worst of our country. These are the worst people in our country because they use their religion in two ways, as a weapon and as a shield. They weaponize it whenever they want to and say, we're on the moral high ground. You're a lesbian. You deserve to die. You're a lesbian. The cops shouldn't have revived you. Oh, your parents are Mexicans and they brought you over here. Yeah, you should go to jail and eat worm food. And then when you call them out on it, oh my God, they're after the Christians. How dare they? How dare they? We're so oppressed. White Christians are so oppressed in this country. And they want it both ways because in the religion, that duplicity is taught. You can be morally duplicitous. You thrive in cognitive dissonance. And so this is just a massive, massive problem. And it should come as no surprise to anyone that of this cult that I'm talking about, white evangelicals, I think over 80% went and voted triple trumped.
Wow. Well, I'm joined by CBN's Billy Hallowell. Billy, what did you think of her comments?
Where to start, Raj? Where to start? You know, it's interesting because oftentimes you will have people on the secular side, and I don't know what's in her heart. I don't know much about her or what she believes. She came out of nowhere the last couple months, I feel like. I know she was a reality TV star before and has this podcast. But the point is, they will start to say things about what Christians should believe, who Christians are, who Jesus really is. And when I start to hear that from people who might not identify as evangelicals, suddenly identifying what they believe evangelicals to be, you can start to sort of poke holes in this very easily because they set up straw men. For instance, this idea that evangelicals are out there saying, you're a lesbian, you deserve to die. I've been an evangelical for a very long time, and anybody who's out there saying you're this or that and you deserve to die is violating what Scripture tells us to do. Anybody who knows anything about Jesus knows that he says to love your enemies. And I'm not particularly calling anybody an enemy. I'm saying the point is, even people you really don't like who are horrible to you and mean to you and terrible to you, you're supposed to feed them, clothe them, love them, pray for them. Let's start there. It's a straw man. This is made up. These are things that are being said that are not accurate. They're not true. No evangelical, no quote unquote white evangelical, because that was a descriptor that was used in this video, is out there saying these things if they're truly an evangelical Christian. Now, the second part of this, let's talk about the fact, and I have a lot to say here, Raj, so you're going to have to bear with me, that evangelicals are among the most generous groups in America. They give 2 to 3 times more to charity than non-religious Americans. They 70 to 80% of regular churchgoers donate to charitable causes. Evangelicals are more likely to adopt, to donate, to, I'm sure, shovel other people's driveways in the middle of a winter storm. They are more likely to do all of these things. So calling evangelicals a cancer or saying that they're somehow terrible people does not line up with the data, the statistics, and guess what? The science. We're supposed to follow the science, we've been told. So when you follow the social science, it actually rejects every single thing that was said in this particular video. Just a few more statistics. More than 60% of U.S. food pantries are operated by churches and faith-based groups. Okay, evangelical ministries, they run homeless shelters, addiction recovery programs, job training, emergency housing. I could go on and on and on. I would say that without evangelical Christians, charity would basically be cut in half, if not more so in this country. So I'm going to stop there and I'm going to let you weigh in, Raj, because I've gone on for about 2 minutes here. This is not true. It's a straw man, and it's very unfortunate. And one more thing. If you're going to say, oh, they want to be victims, well, when you come out attacking people with straw men and fake information, do you expect people not to respond to that? Now, we can lovingly respond to that, but I just gave you some of the stats that reject 100% what she said there.
Generously, that was an extraordinarily ignorant thing that she said. That was a vile, destructive thing that she said. My dad's from India, and I believe in evangelizing folks for the name of Yeshua. Am I part of this cult? Am I one of these white evangelical people that you're lambasting? Also, what a can we just stop with the skin color stuff? Like how, like it's come on, let's move on. Like I was just with a group of my buddies this literally 2 days ago at a birthday party, and the person who was the most kind of uncomfortably conservative, Republican sounding talking point guys was the black dude in our group. Like arguing with a bunch of white people. So to say that, oh well, it's the skin color of this religion, it's like, dude, stop it. Like, stop it. Like, can't we get past skin color? The fact that we're still doing this in 2026, and to say that people want to like okay the death of a lesbian, it's like, what are you talking about? I've never met anyone who said anything like that. Now, obviously, you can find examples in any group saying some stupid stuff, but to go out of your way to say that we're a cancer, and she's saying like you believe in like deporting Mexicans. I'm like, listen, again, half of my family is from India, all here illegally, by the way. And if you talk to a lot of people in the Indian community, they're not against, enforcing immigration laws, because they've had to spend sometimes, my cousin, for example, a decade trying to get back into this country legally. So they're kind of feel like a little gyp when people just walk across the border. And so to have this monolithic race oriented thing, it's like, come on, man. Like, let's judge people by the content of their character, not by their skin color. And again, this whole idea of like, well, it's the Christian evangelical, which is kind of this weird term, because like by definition, if you follow Yeshua, his last thing on earth was go and make disciples of all nations, which is to evangelize. So just call them Christians. By the way, Yeshua of Nazareth was and currently is Jewish. At the end of the book in Revelation, it says, "Look, the Lion of the tribe of Judah." And so you're just making fun of like a lot of people, and calling them cults and calling them a cancer. You know what? Calling anyone, I mean, even if you're vehemently opposed to their ideology, a cancer is the actual way you do dehumanize people. So again, I don't know Jennifer Welch, and I'm trying to be generous because, again, as you said, we've been called to love our enemies, and not that she's my enemy. I've never met the lady, but what a ridiculously ignorant thing to say. And the fact that this person has a platform and people listen to that, and don't see the hypocrisy in that statement, don't see the double standards in that statement, don't see the vilification of millions of people in that statement while you're taking the high ground. Again, I don't. This isn't a dunk on Jennifer Welsh person. I have no idea what's in her heart, but I will say that like that's not just unhelpful, but it's calling anyone a cancer, let alone large swaths of the American population a cancer. Good gravy. That's just holistically ignorant and unhelpful and dangerous. But I have more to say, but I'll give you the last word, Billy.
My last word is this. Again, I want to come back to, first of all, pray for her. And I mean that lovingly. Pray for her. And, nobody needs to go attacking her or, with words and fighting with her, attacking her in any way. But I do want to say, I think, again, it's almost like you set up the straw man, you attack the evangelicals, and then you're like, oh, and then they want to be victims. It's like, well, you just victimized an entire group of people and you expect that nobody's going to respond to you. It's almost like it's really the ultimate form of gaslighting. I actually think when you go out there and you attack an entire group of people, is she not doing exactly what she's claiming evangelicals are doing, but she's doing it to a wide swath of individuals? So it's actually silly and unfortunate, because so many evangelicals, so many organizations run by Christians doing incredible things. They deserve to be given praise for that, not to be set up on a straw man simply because there's a disagreement over politics or over theology. And so, bottom line, final statement, pray for her and others who think that way.